Hey folks, welcome to episode 1 of the Is This Funny podcast, where we riff on the personal to discover what's funny, if anything at all, with the intention of transforming experiences into jokes. I am your host, Allan Sidley. Today I'm joined by my co-host and favorite guest and one of my favorite people in the world, my mother, Sherri Sidley. Thanks for coming on, Mom. Good to be here at your house.
Good morning, Alan. Good to be on the podcast.
Yeah, this is our first one, although you've already told 100 people about it.
All right, maybe 97.
A little cart before the horse action, but that is the Sidley way. So what's been going on with you, Mom?
Oh, just, we have way too much time on my hands now that I'm retired. And, after 60, you get way too many ailments. But reflecting on, my dating past, as you know, I'm not married, still a widow.
Yeah.
And
hilarious, by the way. No, I'm just kidding.
I probably flunked dating. I realize it. I remember when, one of the first people I dated, that very intelligent guy, and it used to drive you, Alan, crazy, but for some reason, how the fruit's in the bottom of the yogurt. You were always saying, why can't he stir I don't know if you said fucking back then. Why can't he stir the fucking yogurt? But anyway, that was the least of the issues with my dating life. But in any case, then my sister, she's been a widow for 3 months, and she has 2 men interested in her. So it's like, but
what
the
are
thing
you doing
is,
wrong?
Well, maybe I tried too hard. I don't know, or went after people that weren't going to be good for me and for us in the long term. I mean, and she's so disinterested. So I think that's part of it. People want what they can't have, kind of,
Yeah.
thing, and so.
Yeah, I mean, I also think her location probably pretty prime. She is in a retirement community, and she's probably one of the most healthy, youthful people there, and most active.
Well, that helps.
So
yes.
people are always seeing her out and about, working out. So, I think maybe you gotta move
Step
to
it
a
up.
place. I was saying, move to a place where you're more of a contender.
Okay. Yeah, I guess
you're-
in Vienna, Virginia, they're
you're
either younger
The odds are a
or
little,
dying off.
Yeah, the odds are a little stacked against you here.
All right. So yeah, it's making me, reflect on that, and and it's kind of amusing because it's like the more disinterested she is, the more, available.
Yeah.
Men seem to be. So I mean, I don't know that there's any message, but just. I thought it was funny. And it's funny just hearing, her tales because, not only is she dating, but she has all these people weighing in on her dating life, which is way too ridiculous. But
Right, she's got the whole community watching, waiting, asking for updates, and just a very, very nosy group of folks in her community.
Right, and weighing in on, if, this person would be good for her, and maybe that part of it is a little, ridiculous. I mean,
Yeah.
But then, she shares things, or people see it, because, where she lives, it's, I mean, I don't know. I just thought it was very amusing, but.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think, what's amusing about that is, right, you've been on the market for a long time, and here your sister is not interested in anyone, and she's been on the market for a couple months and has a lot of buyers.
Exactly. So, all right, I guess.
Well, I'm trying to think, what could we do with that? Because, there's a lot, we're talking about dating, we're talking about family, and those are 2 things that people really relate to.
Well, I know.
Can she refer any of these men to you? Can
Well,
she send them your way?
I'd probably have to move to
You have to move there? You don't think they're going to come up here for lovely Sherri Sidley?
Well, it's very remote.
Yeah.
Maybe once they met me, but no, and I know when
You could do some Zoom dating, see if it's potential, and then you don't even have to buy a place. You could just move in with these men. That's, one of my friends recently said that being a homeowner is the number 1 sexy thing right now.
Yeah, I'm sure that's true.
So I think that's got to be your angle is
Yeah, and
a bit of a mail order bride,
house. Well, and and
What are you going to bring to this relationship, though?
Aside from the house and my humor?
No. You're not the house. You're.
Oh, the other person.
They're providing the house, so you
I
got to
see.
think of
what
how
am I bringing? My great humor.
I mean, you're an attractive lady.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I'm attractive. I'm fun, and I like to do things, even though I'm a little limited right now with some health issues. But
we just need a man to drive you to appointments, is what.
Right, like Grandma's old joke about, the women saying, oh, I don't find him particularly attractive, but he drives. Or maybe it was the guy saying it about the women. I don't know, but it's probably just an old Jewish joke.
Probably.
But no, I remember when you and Jill helped me with our time, which you always said is running out.
Yes, the dating app Our Time is running out. That's the punchline there.
But the men I met were just way too. Yeah, I mean, either. They were just way too much baggage and way too many sad stories for first date. It's like, so maybe that wasn't the best webs. And I usually, in the past, when I've met men, it's usually at a social thing. But then we had the pandemic, nobody was going anywhere. So
you also used to complain that the Jewish social events with the old men, that they were quite. Kvetchers and complainers, and nobody really seemed to, have that twinkle in their eye where you wanted to get to know them. It was more you wanted to get away from them.
Well, there were, I did meet a couple that I dated for a while, but in terms of any long-term, I was probably fortunate that I didn't commit to any of them because, then one of us would have been committed or...
Right.
I mean, I'm overstating the case, but...
Any of your, you've got a crew of drivers helping you out now, taking you appointments.
Well...
Any potential? Or you're still kind of in the friendship zone?
Still probably friendship, because the others are married. I'm not going to be a homewrecker in my 60s.
I don't know. You haven't tried it. Don't knock it till you try it,
Okay.
So maybe that's the angle, I'm willing to do anything at this point. I can be a homewrecker.
I should put that
I'm just
in
saying,
if
you open yourself up to married men, there's a lot more opportunities out there.
Or I guess there's like a Netflix show about a Jewish matchmaker or something. Yeah, I could sign up for... No, I would never do that, me.
Well, matchmaking's not arranged marriage. I don't think you have to commit to...
All right, enough about dating.
I don't know. I think we've got a gold mine of a topic here. Also, I need to go on the record for you using my stirring yogurt joke, which I wrote when I was 5 years old.
I think you were 7. But it was one of your first set of material.
That's true. My first stand-up set, 7 years old, in front of my mom's widow group, or just lady friends.
Well, the group of us that formed, because we were all widows whose husbands passed from sudden death, so we called ourselves the six-pack. There were 6 of us.
Okay.
Or the sudden death babes, which six-pack is a little easier on the ear.
Sudden death babes is pretty edgy, though. It's got something to it that you want to... They didn't love the jokes, but, I didn't really know what I was doing back then.
Yeah, well, I mean, some of them follow you now. I mean, Teresa follows you.
That's good. Thanks, Teresa, if you're listening. Appreciate you.
And, of course, she loves your, the Sunny videos.
Yeah.
Sunny's Ellen's baby. It was just the best baby. Yeah, maybe I could just take Sunny around with me and meet. No, because what's interesting, now I'm segueing here, but... the difference between, the men I know and the women I know when I'm trying to decide, move to Florida or move to Maryland.
So we've got this big decision. So I live in Baltimore, Maryland. Your sister lives in West Palm Beach, Florida, in the condo which your mother used to live in, which we'll save that for another episode. But
right, and the men
everyone's pressuring my mom to make a choice and move.
And she can't.
She's in Northern Virginia, in the house I grew up in.
Right, and but almost 95% of the men I've asked have said, "Go where your kids are," and the women have said, "Go to Florida." So it's interesting that it falls around. Except Anne won't weigh in, because she says, do what works for you.
Right.
But which makes the most sense. But and Debbie, because it sort of affects Debbie's.
Well, that's why we're monetizing this podcast, so you can have a house in Baltimore and Florida. That's why we're going to get famous.
Perfect.
And
right, then I could have men on each coast.
Exactly. Go from 0 to 2 seems.
Well, like she's got 2 men right now. And Grandma would like it. They're both doctors, so Jewish doctors.
You didn't. That's what you needed to lead with.
I buried the lead.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you have it.
Okay.
All right. Well, we'll get back to this dating.
Yeah. So the thing I find the most amusing about your mother. So not to throw any punches, but you're always, every time I'm thinking about coming over, you're always trying to entice me with your home cooking.
And I'm not a very good cook.
Not a very good cook. Just a little bit on the under-seasoned bland side for most things, which is fine, So I grew up with a diabetic mom, which meant I ate a lot of bland, healthy food, which was okay. I was the healthiest one in the family. No sweets. Never had a donut for breakfast.
Or a Pop-Tart.
Or a Pop-Tart. No, maybe had a couple Pop-Tarts, but I had...
But the ones you get at Whole Foods.
We had Aunt Jemima's diet sugar-free syrup on pancakes, which tastes awful. And then I remember thinking, I'm going to abstain from that today. I'm really being healthy. I'm not going to have the diet syrup. But, so, I make fun of your cooking, and you seem to be a good sport about it. It took you a little while, and... What do? Last night you have some really tasty Middle Eastern food for me. I eat it, and this never happened before, but I started dying, throwing up in the bathroom. Told my mom I'm thinking I'm having a heart attack, which isn't that funny since we've had 3 men in our lives pass from that. But I think the question is did you put something in the food to get back at me? Did you order from Mom's Revenge?
Nah, it was takeout.
But we do have a lot of good food options in Northern Virginia. So.
We do, yeah. Yeah, it's good to get. A lot of good ethnic restaurants, and yeah. On one block, you could get Vietnamese, Chinese,
yeah,
Japanese, yeah.
All right, do you have anything else you want to talk about?
My cooking's that terrible.
Well, I just don't think you ever spent time mastering the cooking craft.
Okay.
You've got your cup, you did make a lovely breakfast this morning. I had some good over medium eggs with the English muffin and lox and cream cheese and all that. But,
Yeah, I guess it.
Your best dish is what you do. Lamb chops, which are nice, and maybe a broiled chicken breast here and there. But, yeah, and that's okay.
All right.
I think we'll end with that. Thank you, all 2 of you, for listening, and we'll talk again soon.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
bye.